Yeah, you probably need to delete a few.
Oh, okay. We're recording. Right. We're recording onto the cloud. So this could go anywhere. This might be the only time we ever see this video. If you're watching this, then we've done amazingly well with technology. So welcome to tonight's team training call. My name is Zoe Allen. I'm an Executive Regional Vice President and National Vice President in Qualification with R1 International. And I'm joined this evening by Area Manager Alison Hutchinson, who is taking the training. So before I hand over to Alison, I'll just go through our little housekeeping for this week. So we have a flash buy tomorrow. Woohoo! We weren't sure whether we were going to have one because there's so many offers. The surprise bags, I keep seeing all the pictures of the surprise bags and they look amazing. So £35 for like a huge bundle of products worth, I don't know, way over £100. There's been I've been really annoyed because I ordered some phyto support before workout and lots of them have had that in it. Loads of lipsticks, loads of seesaw stuff, lots of bits and pieces. So they look great. And then, so tomorrow's flash buy is a £250 or more spend. It's protein boost, phyto support before workout. There's a little business card holder that looks really cool. I quite like the look of that. A lip balm, I think. Anything else? Is there anything else I've missed, Alison? I've not got my picture in front of me.
No, I think that's everything.
I think I'm fine. The soap, yes.
Oh, yeah,
the man's
soap. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's all about getting our men fit for Father's Day. Fit and smelling nice, fit and washing. So that's there tomorrow. And then we've got the Roger Bannister Award, which is for the 15th. So you've got till midnight on the 15th of the month to hit your maintenance for consultants. That's 1,500 QV. For district managers, 2.5, areas 10,000, and sponsoring one new direct consultant with 150 PQVs, and you can earn the Roger Bannister. Last month we only had one achiever from each region, so they were dead cert to earn a Ragdale, and so that's all up for grabs at the moment. And then there's a Peterborough Discover Arbonne also on Wednesday evening this week. I think that's everything. Oh, and then, yeah, some of us are going off to Conkers for our team away day on Saturday as well. Right, I'm going to hand over to the lovely Alison Hutchinson, who I've asked to train on the Jerry coaching call from Thursday evening. So Jerry Rosenthal, as you know, is my coach, who I absolutely love, and he's incredible. So Alison is going to share his words of wisdom from Thursday's training.
Okay, thanks, Zoe. So I got to go on this coaching call because I did my building block from last month, which was my 2,500 building block. And we all know that that's really what sets us on the road to success. And the whole of this coaching call was about having a no matter what attitude. So he really talked for half an hour just about how attitude is everything in this business. And he said, every day, our thoughts are what define us. But actually, whether we give those thoughts power or not is what really matters. So he said, often when we start this business, we think about quitting on a daily basis because it's quite, for a lot of us, outside of our comfort zone. But once you make a commitment to be here for the long term, I'm going to be here for as long as it takes to win, then that is what having a no matter what attitude is. So he said it's about whatever it takes attitude, whatever it takes to get it done. And there will be lots of things along the way that get in the way. But if you can just start everything with that no matter what attitude, then you really are on the way to success. So he said, when we start this business, it's a massive learning curve for most of us. Most of us have never done network marketing before. We don't know anything about presenting. We don't know anything about sponsoring. We don't understand what volume is. So it's all new. And it's a massive, massive learning curve, just like starting any business is, or starting any course at university, or like sports massage, or holistic massage, or Reiki, or any of those things. It's a massive learning curve, and you need to give yourself the grace to go through it. So it's really easy to give up in those early days and just go, I don't have what it takes, or I don't have the learning ability, or I just don't know where to go, and it's easier to quit than it is to keep going. But he says, have the attitude that whatever it takes, I'll do it. And then no matter what, you'll be successful. So in his business, he says he often hears this. People will say, oh, I'll give it 6 months and see how it goes. Or they'll say, oh, I'll give it a year, and if I'm not XX level by then, I'll leave. And he says what he always said in his business is that if that's going to be your mindset, then don't even get started. And can you imagine saying that to a new consultant? If that's going to be your mindset, don't even get started. And they'll say to him, but why, Jerry? Why are you saying that to me? And he said, because the moment you put a time frame on success, you've already failed. He said, everyone's journey to success takes time, and you never fail at anything unless you quit. And if you don't quit, there is always a chance to make things happen. And that's a whatever it takes mindset. So if you imagine that you put this time frame on it and you think, oh, if I'm not X by, in a year's time, I'm just going to give up. That might be just the point at which your rock star's about to walk into your business. And what you're doing is you're making it all about you, when actually you need to be making it all about the people whose lives you're going to change along the way as you turn your business around and help them turn their business around. So one of the things Keith Kochner says is you have to put a pace in place to run your race and give yourself the grace of pace. So it's not about checking how quickly you can go compared with someone else. Because if you think about, he gives a couple of American examples in his call about people that had been regional vice presidents for 10 years. And he said, they could easily have said, I'm going to be a career regional vice president. I'm never going to make it above this. But actually, that would be doubt. And the thing that takes you out is doubt. It would be the doubt in their belief that was holding them back. But actually, he talks about 2 RVPs that he knew that both are now national vice presidents because they didn't let that doubt take them out. They didn't believe that they were career regional vice presidents. They knew one day they'd get there. And if you think about someone like Fiona, who's just gone nation. So Fiona's our up line, or my up line. For some of you, she'll be your up line. And she's been in the business for 10 years, or nearly 10 years. She's got one of the lowest ID numbers in the UK. Now, she might have seen that Carolyn McFarlane, who joined around the same time as her, had already gone nation years ago. And she might have said, this business isn't for me, I can't do this. And she would have quit. And then none of us would be here, because she would never have told Zoe, and Zoe would never have told me, and I would never have told Helen, and Heidi and Holly, etc., etc. I don't only sponsor people with H's in their names, by the way. But if she'd have quit, she might have said, I've been an area manager for 6 years, 8 years, however long, and I'm never going to get past that. And then the rest of us wouldn't have had that opportunity, and that would have been doubt taken her out. So he says people give up because their experience doesn't match the vision that we've helped them create. So if we suggest to people that, this business is easy and you can be a national vice president in, a year, and that isn't their experience of it, then that's when they quit. So we have to match their experience with their desires for how quickly they want to get there and what they want to get out of the business. So asking those questions about, how fast do you want to go? What sort of car do you want to be? Do you want to be the VW Beetle? Do you want to be the Toyota? Do you want to be the Mercedes? How many hours can you give it? And let's map out a path that works for you is key, really, because then you can get their expectations and their experiences to match. So Keith also says, if you make it past the first 6 months in a network marketing business, then the statistics say you're twice as likely to stay for the next 24 months. So those first 6 months in a new consultant's business are key, really, for them building those relationships and getting that knowledge and really building their strengths. And I've been listening alongside this to the success principles. And I think everybody in my team, I've sent the audio on Audible, The Success Principles. So if you haven't all listened to it, I know Helen's got a thumbs up, then do go and listen to it. I keep listening to it, Helen, and thinking, oh, Helen would love this chapter. Helen would love this chapter. So if you haven't listened to it recently, go listen to it again. Oh, you've got it on at the moment? Yeah, I've got it on at the moment too. And in the Success Principles, he talks about when you take action, you trigger all kinds of things that will take you to success. So you let people around you know you're serious in your attitude, and that attracts certain people. When you take action, people wake up and pay attention to you. When you take action, people with similar goals become aligned with you. And when you take action, you learn things from your experiences that can't be learned from listening to others or reading books. So it's only by doing that we learn. So like we're talking about just us earlier on the call, people not wanting to do parties, and that's absolutely fine, because it's not for everybody. But if actually you buy your products, you start your business, you set your website up, and then you do nothing, you can read GoPro and listen to GoPro and, do all those other things. If you don't start taking action, your learning ability is really hampered. So taking action is really key. And when you take action, you get feedback on doing it better, more efficiently or quicker. So Jade's asking me, oh, I missed it, Jade. It's gone. I'll have a look at the end. So once you take action, things that seemed confusing become clear, and things that once appeared difficult become easier. So how many of us have done, the first couple of Discover Arbonne presentations with a little flip chart in a coffee shop, and it's been desperately uncomfortable? And to be honest, the person you're with in the coffee shop probably never thinks that, because they don't know what you should be saying. So what you are saying to them sounds great. But to us in our head, we're going, oh, this is a disaster. This feels terrible. But 4 or 5 times in, it's feeling really easy. And 8 or 9 times in, it's a piece of cake. So actually, it is about taking attitude and just doing it more and more and more. And he said, once you take action, you attract others who support and encourage you. So all manner of good things begin to flow in your direction when you take action. And he talks about talk being cheap. So it's very easy to talk, but winners in life take action. So think about anybody who, is winning in life, and they're the people taking action. So Jerry gives a great example of a lady who has this no matter what attitude. And she was on, I meant to Google this, but I never. She was on the America's Got Talent TV program, probably 2 weekends ago now. And until she was about 6 or 7, she could hear. And at 6 or 7, something happened to her and she lost the ability to hear. So she's lost her hearing. But because she could hear when she was little, she speaks perfectly normally. So she's on the stage in front of Simon Cowell, and she's completely deaf. But she's going to sing and make music for him. And she's standing barefoot so that she can actually feel the vibration through the floor. And she sings and she blows them away. And they put her through to the next round. So she's in the live shows. And she's somebody that at that point in life, when she'd been made deaf by whatever, she could have just given up and said, that's it, it's me done. I'm just going to live a small life now. But actually, she wanted to live a big life. So she took action and she got it done. And when we were in Vegas, we saw the On Fire guy, whose name completely escapes me. He'll come to me in a minute. John O'Leary, thank you, Laura. John O'Leary. And he was so badly burnt as a child that, like 100% burns as a child. And he's got literally no hands. He's got these little stumpy fingers and they're little claws. And to look uncomfortable and painful and just, disfigured. And on the stage in Vegas, they've got a grand piano. And he goes over to the piano and he plays the piano. Now, I've got fingers. I can't play the piano. I've never learned to play the piano, and I've got fingers. You know, what have you got that you're not using? Because actually he's got no fingers, and yet he's taken that no matter what attitude and learnt to play the piano. So we've all got voices. How often do we go out and we meet people that we think they'd be great at Arbonne, they'd be fantastic in my team, but we don't use our voice. We don't say anything. And that's when we make it about us, because we're thinking they might think this about me if I say this. But actually, what you need to do is say, I'm going to make it about you. And I've got this golden ticket, this gift that I can offer you. And I'm going to use my voice to actually present that to you. And that's about having that no matter what attitude. So no matter what, I'm just going to speak up and offer this opportunity. Because as we know, the main reason people join Arbonne is because somebody asked them. You know, somebody just said, would you like to do this with me? I've got a couple of other girls starting this month. Do you want to start alongside them? I'm having so much fun doing this. I think we'd have great fun together. Will you do this with me? And then it's entirely up to them. It's not about you. It's about them. So what you need to do is develop a plan and then start. Don't start perfectly, but start and learn along the way. And successful people are highly action oriented. So if you're planning what to do, stop planning. Go and do it and start taking action and have that no matter what attitude. Because I promise you, if you're still here in 10 years, you will definitely not be at the level you're at now. You'll be an area, a region, a nation, because along the way, you've taken enough action to actually make it happen. And that, in a nutshell, is pretty much Jerry's training with a bit of Keith and the success principles thrown in. There we go. Any questions, anybody? So, yeah, the question about what was the book? It's the success principles. It's called How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. And I've got it on Audible. So if anybody wants a free audio book that they haven't already accepted an audio book from anyone, just, yeah, do you want one, Jade? I'll send it you. Yeah.
Awesome, Alison, that's brilliant. And I know Stuart Armfield said that the Success Principles was the book that took him from region to nation, really reading that and applying it. It's an incredible book. I'm loving Audible. I didn't think I was an audio person, and now I'm realizing books actually go in better, especially when the author reads them. I love it. So I love my app. I do my subscription every month. And I was just, on the end of my last bit of notes from the Jerry call was, if you're not where you need to be, learn what you need to learn and get moving. And that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's so much out there. We are just, I mean, there's almost too much out there. That we're so blessed that anything we need to learn is just there for us. And most often it's for free. And we can just find that knowledge, implement it, and then move our business forward. It's all right learning it. We still need to implement it as well.
Well, I think what Jack Canfield says about when you take action, you learn. So lots of us want to know everything before we get started. But life isn't like that. You know, if you were a child and you thought, actually, I'm not going to walk until I know exactly how it's going to work, then you'd never get up and walk. And as a mother, you don't get presented with this baby and then go, oh, hang on, I don't know how to do everything. I won't start. I won't change its nappy yet because I don't know how. I won't breastfeed yet because I don't know how. You know, I won't birth it yet because I don't know how. You look at the nappy, you go, that's a bit disgusting, better do something. And you do it. And that's that. You know, it's not about knowing everything as a parent. You just learn along the way. And okay, we all make mistakes, but like most of our kids didn't die. You know, most of us managed to get them to 4 or 5 without any broken bones even. So actually, let's face it, if you can do that, oh my goodness, you can do Arbonne.
Hopefully all of them are still around.
Yeah.
Hopefully we've all managed to get our children to 4 or 5. Yeah, that's it. It's just going out there and failing forward. Forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't see any questions put, so everyone's lots of thank you. A few people wanting the the Audible. So if you've got Audible and you've already had a free book, then you can't accept one. But if you haven't had a free, probably the best thing might be to private message Alison on Facebook, your phone number. Oh, is Alison frozen? Yeah. So if you PM Alison on Facebook, your phone number, because she needs to text you that audio book. If you have already had a free audio book, you won't be able to accept it, but then you can just subscribe and buy it, because it's just worth it. I do £15 a month on Audible and have 2 books a month. And sometimes, and if a book's less than £7.50, I just buy it if it's £5. And it's just, I churn through them so quickly.
I seem to get points all the time on Audible, so that for each point you can have a book for free. So I generally each month have a book for free as well as what I'm buying, because I've just got a free point. I have no idea where you get your points from.
You probably subscribe and you don't realise. I get 2 credits a month from my subscription of £15 a month.
Well, nothing ever leaves my account, so...
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to get a terrible bill at the end.
Maybe you get points when you do just purchase them normally.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
I don't know.
Certain books get certain points.
Yeah, so I just subscribe, and then now and again, if I see a book that's £5, I think, well, there's no point using a credit that costs me £7.50, so then I buy it. But otherwise, I use my credits, and then you can buy more credits and stuff. But yeah, it's brilliant. I love Audible, changed my life, and I don't ruin CDs or lose them down the side of the car or somewhere.
And it's easier than when you're listening to SoundCloud and it goes in and out of the cloud and you can't then get it for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the SoundCloud from Saturday was brilliant. Actually, I was going to finish the last little bit of that. It was by a doctor. It's definitely worth always catch up with the Donna Johnson's Go for Gold SoundClouds. They usually come out on a Sunday. I do them on a Sunday when I do my ironing and stuff. But it was a doctor who was really busy and wasn't asked about the business, and she wanted to free herself up from her practice. It's fab. It was a really good call.
Yeah. Dr. Deanna Osborne, isn't it?
Yeah, Dr. Osborne. She's fab.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Alison. That was brilliant. Thank you for summarising that. It was a really good call. And great to see everybody. Have a great week, everyone. Roger Bannister on Thursday. And look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Night. Bye. Bye.